Live from the I-10 corridor from the Fastport Studios in the city of New Orleans, it's Nemo Nation.
Antigonish. Antagonish. Say it for me, Dave.
Antigonish.
Antagonish. And Uncle Gonish, yeah. Uncle Gonish is much more irascible. Antigonish always has the wonderful things for Thanksgiving. Antigonish actually is over in Nova Scotia. This guy is an owner-operator of 8 years on with S&M Trucking out of Sydney, Nova Scotia. His truck is a 2018 389 Peterbilt. That's all I'm going to say because we want Bobby MacDonald, who's joining us this morning, recommended by Dean Croak, which means friend of Dean Croak is a friend of ours immediately. Absolutely. Hey, good morning, Bobby. Welcome to the game. Welcome to Nemo Nation.
Good morning, boys. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me on. And Jimmy Mac, happy pre-birthday tomorrow.
That's a listening man right there.
Nice?
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Look at that. A guy who actually does his homework. 30 years on the road, dude. Kind of unpack the story of Bobby, about how you've been doing this, what got you into it, and what are you doing right now? Let's just start there, shall we?
How I started? Well, I graduated high school and got a job just driving a local straight truck hauling meat products for packing company back home in Antigonish, Nova Scotia, and did that for about 4 years. Decided I want to go get my big truck license. My father had a farm dealership, so I wasn't involved in trucking whatsoever, but I was always fascinated with trucks. Like, we had a steel truck that would come into the shop every week, and if it was going directly to a job site, I had to be on that truck. So went and got my class ones at a trucking school. I know a lot of people laugh at that, but hey, it is what it is. And
gotta get it somewhere.
Driver on and off. Oh, I know a lot of people these days, they laugh at it, right? But you know what? It is what it is. Over the years, company driver for a few different companies, S&M on and off, back and forth a few times. Great company to work for, great people. And then 8 years ago, it was 8 years ago, October, I took delivery on this truck. Prior to that, I called the salesman in June and said, I want to order a truck. And he was kind of dumbfounded. And bada bing, bada boom, here I am, sitting in New Jersey. Delivered a load of trees down here, Christmas trees, and just waiting for my next assignment.
And you've been hauling Christmas trees for a long time. In fact, you got a pretty good story about your first load, right?
Oh, man. I will never, ever, I think when I pass away, I'll still remember it. It was that mind-blowing. So I'm going to call it graduated. Graduated from trucking school in approximately November. So we're right into Christmas tree season then in Nova Scotia, hauling to the States, various points, a lot of New York City. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of New York City.
Of all places.
So, yeah. So I get a call from a local guy, Rocky McDougall. And he wants me to come with him for a trip. I've never, aside from playing hockey, going on a hockey tour down to Boston when I was 8, I'd never been in the United States. So, sure, let's go. Oh, boy. Jumped in Rocky's truck, and away we went. We were headed for downtown Manhattan, right, Broadway. We had to call the guy prior to coming in. And when we get down there, we part right along. Like, I've never, little Antigonish, Nova Scotia, if you got 10 cars at a traffic light, it's a backup, and people are going crazy. So here I am, New York City, first time. We go down right downtown Broadway, meet a guy there. Street kids get on the load, and a guy that comes in every year for just the trees. He sits in the passenger seat, and he'll tell Rocky, make a left over here, make a right over here, make a left over here. So you're dropping 20-some drops of trees throughout the night in New York, and you're out. You start at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and you're out by dawn. So 2 trips back to back. That's how I was introduced into trucking. So, like, here you go. You're going to New York with trees. I didn't drive much. Rocky did most of the driving, but for culture shock purposes, that's how I was introduced to trucking. It was wild. It was wild.
Let Let me ask
Baptism by fire.
baptism by fire. But let me ask you a question too. What do you love most about it? Because I got to tell you, I've on a couple of occasions I have been at one of the whistle stop tours for the National Christmas Tree that gets brought to Washington D.C. And and we haven't even started to talk about that wonderful Christmas tree that the folks in Nova Scotia always send to Boston. What's it? Do you ever get tired of that smell? Because I got to tell you, the thought of ever getting tired of that smell breaks my heart. Are you ever like, yeah, I got no use for this? Or is it always when you start to get that smell in your nostrils, feel like this is where I should be? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
You ever get that term nose blind?
Yes.
You ever hear that?
Yes.
I don't even smell them anymore.
Oh.
I don't. It's you look, you get a load. Mostly I haul. I don't really get the smell of it on a step deck. Is my majority of what I haul. They're on an open trailer, but we also haul reefers, haul them in reefer and dry vans. Well, when you crack them open, you're like, okay, you get the smell. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not as I'm kind of nose blind to it.
Can you?
Nose blind to it.
Okay, and this is my second question. I know Dave's got some stuff for you as well. Can you kind of unpack what you've often talked about what it means to kind of go to New York, but kind of take us through the whole process for people who aren't familiar what it means to actually haul this stuff. What is it like from pillar to post? Kind of give us what the whole trip feels like in its totality, and the challenges, but also some of the great connections you make along the way, and some of the things that have become kind of old hat to you. If does that make sense? I kind of want to get an overall sense of the journey.
No, I got you 100%. I'll start off right at the Christmas tree yard where we drop trailers at. It's just inside the Guysborough County line, which is right outside of Antigonish County, in Giants Lake, Nova Scotia, the Christmas Tree Association. So we'll drop trailers there. Everything is loaded there by hand. Everything. So these people think they're on a conveyor system and whatnot. No. Everything is loaded by hand. So they get loaded there. All the paperwork is done right there. They move approximately 40,000 trees at this small one location. So they get loaded there. Paperwork is all done there. Crossing the border now is easier than it ever was, as long as everything is done properly. CFIA is involved, and all whatnot. So when we roll up to customs, it's one sheet of paper with her ID. Beep. Away we go. Traveling, when 3 weeks ago when I pulled my first step deck load away from the association out of the yard, I was coming down to New Jersey. I met 5-6 cars right away, all thumbs up, big smiling faces. It's the season. They know that Christmas is coming. Traveling down the highway, people look at you. There's videos, especially again on open deck trailer, people can see what you're hauling. There's videos being taken, thumbs up, and whatnot. You can see the happiness in people's faces when they're driving by you because, Christmas is a happy time of year. You arrive at the location. Majority of the time, people are happy to see you. First of the season, they're happy to see you. If you're towards the end, they're sick of trees. They're tired of throwing.
They're nose blind.
They're tired of throwing trees.
It's nose blind people talking to nose blind drivers at that point, right?
Oh, they don't want to see another tree. I think they see trees in their dreams into the early spring. But there's been a few repeat customers I've been back to hauling. And they remember you. The one I'm at here right now, great fella. He told me a great story yesterday about himself, how he got going. Another place I was at, it's a fire department in New Jersey. They do it for a fundraiser. I showed up. They fed me breakfast. Great bunch of guys. I was like one of the guys. It's a fun time. People come together. They're happy, joking around. And again, the general public, when you're driving along with a load of trees, the general public looks at you different. And they look at you with a smile on their face and joy and excitement, which normally they look at truck drivers and they don't really give an emotion. Just, ugh. But with when you're hauling trees, man, it's totally different.
Yeah,
it's totally different. And then I got my little buddy Jimmy the Elf riding with me too, so that puts a little smile on their face too.
Yeah, and I got a whole bunch of pictures of that, by the way. Kind of talk about your Jimmy the Elf tradition because people need to hear this, man. This is groovy as well.
Well, Jimmy's a little buddy. He actually, this is his first year with me. It's not really a tradition. It's his first year. He came down from the North Pole. Um, he's a scout for Santa, so he's kind of checking things out. He's looking around and checking things out, seeing how things are going. I did find out one thing. We stopped for a coffee one day, and I said, "Jimmy, do you want a coffee?" And he said it stunts his growth. So no, he had hot chocolate. But no, Jimmy's getting a lot of smiles, a lot of videos at where we deliver and along the road, and on my Facebook as well. People are getting a kick out of them. He tried to tie down a tree load the other day. Not enough weight behind him, poor little Jimmy. Um, but he's going to recommend to Santa when he goes back to the North Pole. He's going to recommend that a lot of people get driver's handbooks this year for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
They really need them, by the way.
Little
There's a lot of
stocking
people.
stuffers.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm giving you warning that you probably know about. We've been telling our listeners this starting tomorrow. 81.8 million people are going to be traveling more than 50 miles from home. 90% of them are actually going to be doing it from pillar to post in cars. And it must be, when your peak season is also everybody else's peak season for driving, that must make for some really kind of zen approaches to what it is you do. You must see some real nonsense, even from people who are enthusiastic about seeing you, right?
Yeah, it is. We got to deal with traffic, and a lot of the places we go to are not tractor trailer friendly. I did an 8 drop load last year with a van trailer to small hardware stores. The last one I got into it, I couldn't get out till the store had closed because of vehicles. So we're not always in the great big wide open spaces. We are serving nurseries. We're serving uh, Home Depots, like a lot of small little mom and pops places. So yeah, for us, it's tough. The guys and girls that do New York City steady, friends that are doing it steady. I just couldn't do it New York City steady. But it adds challenges because you got to go to these small little areas and navigate through tight parking lots to get where they want you to be to throw the trees off. It makes it complicated and tough.
I'm actually going to ask this of you, but I'm also asking many of our listeners on chat who give a big welcome to you as well. How do you occupy that time? So you are, let's just say you're stuck at a nursery, you're stuck at a hardware store, you're blocked in by other cars. It's an impossible task. You have downtime in a way that is often very frustrating, and only people who are patient for that can get through it. Other than keeping Jimmy in line, and he needs to be kept in line.
Oh yeah.
How do you occupy your time? I mean, what do you do on the tweener stuff other than the taking care of the business you got to take care of?
Just what we're doing right now. I'll talk to friends on the phone, or I'll just go back in the bunk and chill out. I got all the comforts of home back there. TV, printer, microwave, fridge. I got everything back there. So I'll just chill. Or if we're getting unloaded, we don't touch trees. We can when they throw them, but we don't touch trees on loading. So I'll talk to the owner, talk to the guys, mill around. I'm a personal person. Dean will tell you that. I like talking to people, and yeah, just basically kind of chill out, watch the world go by, and kind of mentally prepare for what's possibly to come.
So, Bobby, this is Dave. Bobby, one of the things that I want to make sure I have the timeline correct. You've been an owner operator for 8 years, but you've been in trucking for 30. So you've been hauling the trees for about 30 years.
No,
No.
I've been hauling trees for about 27.
Oh, okay, close enough.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Now, every year there's some years I didn't do a tree load, so that's not every year,
Gotcha.
every year. So there's some years, depending on where I'm being sent, I just might miss the loop to be on a tree load. But normally every year I do 2 or 3, maybe 4 loads of trees a year. That's on top of our other company drivers that will do 2, 3, 4 loads a year of trees. Now that's just from one yard. Okay, there's multiple yards across Nova Scotia. So like I said, there's 40,000 trees that come from this one yard. in Antigonish, and we got
40,000 trees from 1 yard.
Just from 1 yard in Nova Scotia. Just from 1 yard. That's what they did last year, was 40,000 trees.
Wow.
Now that's in Antigonish. Then you go down to the valley, down Kentville Way. There's a few tree yards down there. You go down to the South Shore, Bridgewater. There's some tree yards down there. Plus, there's also other little places here and there, private ones going. So the Christmas tree industry in Nova Scotia itself is quite a big business.
Well, in fact, that's what I was getting to, actually, when I said 30, 27, 30. But in that amount of time, so do you see the Christmas tree market steady as it always has been, or is it bigger or smaller? I mean, I was around in the 50s when the artificial aluminum trees came out. We thought the whole world was ending for real trees, you know.
Actually, it has dropped a bit. There was one Christmas tree yard in Antigonish, Polestar, I believe it was called. That tree yard is no longer. And then there was another one just in past St. Andrews. It might be still going. I can't remember exactly, but I don't really remember any trees coming out of there. So there's two right off the cuff that they're not anymore. And the people that haul them, like back in the day, there used to be guys that just work local, but just single operation trucks, like the Rocky MacDougals that I went with, the Bernie Landrys, other guys like that around home. There's no more of those guys that just go and haul trees.
Yeah.
It's just not there, and a lot of it is insurance. They don't want to deal with traffic as much as it is, and there's just not the amount there anymore, and it's all the bigger companies will take it over.
In regards to your own sort of future, what do you do when you're not behind the wheel of that truck? What do you do for fun? What do you do for R&R? What do you do when you want to go someplace that doesn't involve 18 wheels?
Being an owner-operator of a one-man show truck, and a lot of time. Like, I talk to people, they're like, what do you do? What are you doing this weekend? Oh, I got to grease, or I got to do this, I got to do that. And then, well, how long are you home for? Well, I hope to be gone in a day or two. Well, you're never home. No kidding. Don't get a lot of, that's my own choice for downtime. I like to watch hockey, being, of course, Canadian. I played and I coached up through my time. So, just kind of relax. Try to unwind from the road, do laundry. I'm a single guy, so nobody's at home doing my stuff at home, my chores, mowing the lawn in the summertime, whatever, doing this, doing that. Just basically catching up on the stuff that needs to get caught up on, and maybe the odd time go visit some friends. Just kind of hang out.
By the way, it sounds to me, as a fan of hockey, that you do a lot of forechecking, which keeps you in good stead. You get ahead of the stick, which is a great kind of approach. Spending your downtime actually making sure that the equipment that you love and the job that you love stays in tip-top condition is not a bad way to spend a life, particularly if you enjoy it. We're out of time, Bobby. We could have gone on a little bit longer. Other stuff we left on the table. We got other guests coming here. Promise us you'll come back at some point. Give us an update on how. First of all, how your scent blindness is going, but also how the season is treating you. Thank you, my brother. Dean made a good recommendation. Did he not?
Get a Christmas season debriefing.
Yeah, we want to get a Christmas season debriefing. Thank you, Bobby. All the best. Be safe out there from everybody at Nemo Nation. Okay.
Excellent. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.